This evening, first up, 300 Brazilian cows, allegations of a secret abattoir, and a government firing back. The opposition claims livestock is being smuggled past border security, while the Agriculture Ministry insists it is a legitimate national breeding program. Cattle have died, accusations are flying, and the political temperature is rising. Also, passport-free travel across the Caribbean. Several CARICOM nations are now exploring integration with Guyana's EID system after the landmark Barbados agreement. If you have not registered for your card yet, the reason to do so keeps growing. Then, the Brian Max case is not over. A magistrate dismissed the cybercrime charges against the social media personality, but the Ghana Police Force says the evidence was there and it is taking the fight to the appeal court. Meanwhile, free entry, one venue, and every opportunity under one roof. The National Youth Skills Forum and Expo comes to the Arthur Chung Conference Centre on July 15, connecting young Guyanese directly with employers, training programs, and the skills the booming economy is demanding. And a Chinese tech firm unveils an AI robot designed to tackle loneliness, and more than 13,000 orders have already been placed. Companionship, it seems, now comes with a power button. Those stories and more coming up. Stay with us. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for July 14, 2026. I'm Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, Ghana's electronic identification system is drawing interest from across the Caribbean, with several CARICOM member states now exploring integration with the country's EID cards to enable passport-free travel across the region. Minister of Public Service, Government Efficiency and Implementation Zulfikar Ali announced the development via social media on Saturday, following his attendance at the 51st regular meeting of the Conference of CARICOM Heads of Government in St. Lucia alongside President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali. Ali said, many CARICOM members expressed interest in linking their own EID systems with Guyana's.
I'm very happy and I'm pleased with the thousands of persons who have utilized all of the centers that we've had to register for the EID card. I want to encourage others who have not done so to come on board to do that as well. As you know, the EID card has a lot of benefits. Recently, I came back from St. Lucia at the CARICOM Heads of Government meeting, joining His Excellency the President, and I could tell you there are many other countries outside of Barbados who are coming on board now, who have asked to integrate their EID cards with ours so that we can have seamless travel throughout the region utilizing the EID card.
Guyana has already taken the first concrete step in this direction through a partnership with Barbados, which will allow citizens of both countries to travel between them using only their national electronic identification cards instead of passports. Ali used the announcement to renew his calls for Guyanese who have not yet registered for their EID cards to do so, urging citizens to visit registration centers soon to take advantage of the system's expanding benefits. According to the government, the long-term vision is to extend similar arrangements to additional CARICOM member states, moving the region closer to a modern, secure, and interoperable digital identification system that would allow for seamless movement of people across Caribbean borders. On a different note, a routine cattle shipment has exploded into a full-blown political scandal, with the opposition accusing the government of smuggling livestock to a secret abattoir, while officials insist the animals are part of a legitimate multi-million-dollar national breeding program. The controversy began when opposition leader Azruddin Mohammed released a video claiming his team had tracked roughly 300 Brazilian cows crossing from Boa Vista through Letem toward Linden under suspicious circumstances, allegedly bypassing border security and health clearance entirely. Mohammed charged that the government intended to funnel the cattle to a 150-acre mega farm and abattoir in Region 5, where they would be slaughtered, repackaged as local meat, and sold to major buyers, including Chinese supermarkets and Ghana Defense Force and the Ghana Police Force. He warned that importing unscreened animals risk introducing foot and mouth disease. The Agriculture Ministry fired back hours later, insisting the animals were the first shipment of a planned 1,000 pregnant heifers under its National Herd Expansion Program, procured from Brazilian supplier Copira through a competitive tender process at 245,000 Ghana dollars per heifer, with the Ibini Breeding and Research Center as their documented destination. But APNU MPs visiting Takama Landing alleged the cattle were left stranded for over 72 hours due to poor planning, with several dying from stress before a barge could ferry them across the Berbice River. Ghana Livestock Development Authority CEO Dr. Dwight Waldron acknowledged a small number of cattle died from cramping during transport. However, he maintained strict veterinary, quarantine, and welfare protocols were followed throughout, including scheduled rest stops, feeding, and continuous monitoring. Meanwhile, Mohammed argued ordinary Rupununi cattle farmers are being squeezed out of the market while politically connected actors move livestock and meat freely across the region without oversight. The ministry maintains the program is fully legal and aimed at strengthening Ghana's beef and dairy sectors, with remaining shipments to follow per contract. In other news, the Ghana Police Force is taking its fight against social media personality Brian McIntosh, known as Brian Max, back to court, announcing plans to appeal a magistrate's decision to dismiss 2 cybercrime charges against him. Senior Magistrate Fabio Azor dismissed the charges on July 9, 2026, ruling that the evidence did not meet the threshold required under the Cybercrime Act of 2018. McIntosh had been charged on November 23, 2023, with 2 offenses: using a computer system to attempt to excite hostility or ill will on the grounds of race against Vice President Dr. Barjaglio, and using a computer system to attempt to excite ethnic division on the grounds of race. The charges stem from a Facebook Live video in which McIntosh accused a critic of being paid by Jaglio to disparage Afro-Guyanese people, using derogatory language and claiming financial rewards were tied to the demeaning remarks about Black Guyanese. In her ruling, Magistrate Azor found that any hostility generated by the comments stemmed from the contact attributed to Dr. Jaglio himself, not his race, and that the words contain no call to action encouraging Afro-Guyanese people to direct hostility towards him because of his ethnicity. On the second charge, the court held that prosecutors failed to prove the comments promoted division between ethnic communities, noting the words did not advocate separation, urge one group against another, or promote racial superiority or discrimination. Despite the dismissal, the Ghana Police Force says it has carefully reviewed the ruling and the trial evidence and maintains that the evidence was sufficient to establish a prima facie case. As a result, the force says the magistrate's decision warrants appellate review and it will proceed with an appeal. Stick around when we return. Ghana's entire school curriculum goes digital this September, and National Skills Forum and Expo set to bridge the gap between classroom and career.
H&T Theatre Arts Group presents Till I Find a Place in Guyana, Part 3. She's back.
First, it was the Spanish Connection.
I'm pregnant for the same man you say can't get you pregnant. Yes, you are buying as a friend.
Then it was the Spanish baby.
Listen, I still want for that with you, okay? And I say first come, first serve.
And I say first come, first go.
Now then.
What make you come to Abidis?
This woman messing up my life, man. And why y'all get rid of shit? We go fix shit for you.
Basta de mí.
Por favor.
Saturday, July 18th and Sunday, July 19th at the National Cultural Center. Tickets $3,000 and $2,500. Written by Ronald Hollingsworth and directed by Sharon Cadogan Taylor and Ronald Hollingsworth. Till I Find a Place in Guyana, Part 3. She's back.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
GCOM will be conducting a claims and objections exercise commencing July 1, 2026 to produce an official list of electors OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors PLE in all registration divisions across Guyana for you to check whether you are listed and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you will be 18 years or older by June 30, 2026 and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent or naturalization or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. If you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE, you are required to apply for registration if your name is not in the PLE, apply for a transfer if you have changed your address since you were registered, apply for a name change if you have changed your name, or apply for a correction if your registration particulars are incorrect. Any person whose information on the PLE is incorrect can apply for such information to be changed or corrected. Any person applying for a change or correction to his or her particulars must provide the relevant original source document, birth certificate and deed poll for a name change by deed poll, birth certificate and marriage certificate for a name change by marriage, divorce absolute in the case of a woman who is desirous of reverting to her maiden name from her married name, birth certificate, adoption certificate, naturalization certificate for correction of minor clerical errors. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. The claims aspect of this exercise will end on Tuesday, July 14, 2026. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. Thousands of young Guyanese could soon find their path into the country's booming job market as the Ministry of Labour and Manpower Planning prepares to host the National Youth Skills Forum and Skills Search Expo 2026. Organized through the Board of Industrial Training, the event will take place on July 15th at the Arthur Chung Conference Centre in Lindiandal, running from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It will bring together government representatives, employers, educators, training institutions, industry leaders, and young people to discuss how to prepare the nation's workforce for opportunities in Ghana's rapidly expanding economy. Forum discussions will center on workforce readiness, apprenticeships, technical and vocational education and training, industry partnerships, and the shifting demands of the labor market. Professionals from various sectors will also share insights into the skills and competencies employers are actively seeking. Running alongside the forum, the Skills Search Expo will feature booths from government agencies, training institutions, and private sector organizations, giving attendees the chance to explore career paths, learn about skills training programs, and connect directly with potential employers. The initiative is part of the ministry's broader push to promote lifelong learning and build a skilled, competitive workforce capable of sustaining Ghana's continued economic growth. With entry free of charge, students, job seekers, parents, educators, employers, and members of the public are encouraged to attend, making this a rare all-in-one opportunity for young Guyanese to turn ambition into opportunity. Moving on, Every child in Guyana will soon be able to access their school's full curriculum online, completely free of charge, as the Ministry of Education prepares to roll out one of its most ambitious digital learning initiatives yet. Education Minister Sonny Parat made the announcement on Friday during the release of the 2026 National Grade 6 Assessment results at the Arthur Chung Conference Centre, revealing that the complete primary and secondary school curriculum will be available online through the Guyana Digital School starting this September. Describing the move as another major step towards expanding access to quality education, Minister Parat said the platform will house curriculum content spanning grades 1 to 11, offering students an additional learning resource at no cost. She emphasized that the digital school is designed to reinforce, not replace, what is taught in the classroom, ensuring every child in Guyana can benefit regardless of their circumstances. The Guyana Digital School was first launched in December 2025 as part of the government's broader push to modernize education through technology. With curriculum content for every grade now set to be just a click away, the initiative marks a significant leap toward a more equitable and tech-driven education system, one where geography and access to resources no longer determine a child's opportunity to learn. Don't go away after the break. CARICOM leaders pledge action on rising costs of living, and Mexico files complaint over deaths of 17 nationals involving ICE agents in the U.S.
H&T Theatre Arts Group presents Till I Find a Place in Guyana, Part 3. She's back.
First it was the Spanish connection.
I am pregnant for the same man you say can get you pregnant. Yes, what buying as a break.
Then it was the Spanish baby.
Listen, I still want for that with you, okay? And I say first come, first serve.
And I said first come, first go.
Now this.
What make you come to Abidis?
This woman messing up my life, man. And why y'all get rid of shit? We go fix shit for you.
Steady me.
Por favor.
Saturday, July 18 and Sunday, July 19 at the National Cultural Centre. Ticket $3,000 and $2,500. Written by Ronald Hollingsworth and directed by Sharon Cadogan Taylor and Ronald Hollingsworth. Till I Find a Place in Guyana, Part 3. She's back.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
GCOM will be conducting a claims and objections exercise commencing July 1, 2026 to produce an official list of electors, OLE. If you will be 18 years or older by June 30, 2026, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all registration divisions across Guyana for you to check whether you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. You can object to anyone whom you believe does not qualify for inclusion in the OLE. To do so, you must be listed in the same divisional list as the person you are objecting to. You must visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to make an objection. The objections aspect of this exercise will end on Friday, July 17, 2026. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world.
Good
Good evening, I'm Dominic Gittins. Tonight, CARICOM leaders vow action on rising living costs after their St. Lucia summit. Families search for missing children in earthquake-hit Venezuela. Mexico files formal complaints over the death of 70 nationals involving ICE agents. And China unveils a AI robot designed to fight loneliness. We will begin in the Caribbean. Caribbean community leaders have agreed to strengthen regional cooperation to address rising living costs across the region following their 51st summit in St. Lucia. CARICOM Chairman Philip J. Pierce said discussion focused on delivering results that citizens can see in their daily lives. Key measures include consumer protection initiatives, an interregional ferry service, renewable energy development, and sharing national strategies already implemented to reduce costs for vulnerable households. Families in La Guaira, Venezuela, are searching for missing children following a devastating earthquake that left communities in shock. Al Jazeera's Norris Soto reports.
More than 2 weeks after Venezuela's devastating earthquakes, the destruction is still visible across La Guaira. But for some families, the deepest wounds cannot be seen. Marlon Paz believes his son, Isaac, may have been rescued a day after the June 24 earthquakes. Isaac's mother died when a building collapsed. Since then, his family has been trying to find the boy.
Until I see something with my own eyes, I still believe my son is alive. I feel he's somewhere, simply unable to communicate.
In the aftermath of the disaster, other families have also reported being separated from their children amid the chaos. Volunteers and lawyers working with survivors say helping children unite with their parents and relatives has become one of the most urgent challenges.
Every child needs to be reunited with their family. They need to feel protected and know why they have not been left alone. Otherwise, this can have serious psychological consequences for them.
Marlon says he has followed every lead in the hope of finding Isaac. For now, he says every new clue only leave him waiting for the call he hopes will finally bring his son home.
We've gone to hospitals, shelters, and everywhere we've been told to look. Every day we're still searching for answers, because not knowing where your child is something no parent should ever have to go through.
For families still searching, every new day without answer brings fresh uncertainty, and another day of waiting for news they hope will finally come. Norris Soto, Al Jazeera, La Guaira.
Mexico government says it is filing formal complaints with the U.S. Department of Justice over the death of 17 Mexican nationals involving ICE agents. Al Jazeera's Julia Galliano reports.
By Mexico's count, Lorenzo Salgado was the 17th Mexican national to die in connection with ICE detention and enforcement practices. The killing prompted action from the Mexican government on Monday after it became clear that the longtime Houston resident was a family man with no criminal record.
I want to tell you today that the Foreign Ministry will file complaints with the U.S. Department of Justice and the State Prosecutor's Office in the U.S. over the deaths of 17 Mexican nationals, including the most recent one, who was practically executed.
The criminal complaints will also include the cases of 14 Mexicans who have died in ICE detention. Mexico's foreign minister said the decision to proceed legally came after his country received no answers through diplomatic channels. Salgado's killing prompted demonstrations and vigils in Houston.
Even though my government, my federal government, took away my father, we the people will bring justice. We the people are America.
ICE initially said Salgado drove his vehicle toward officers, prompting them to open fire. But security camera footage and eyewitness accounts have challenged that version of events, raising fresh questions about the circumstances surrounding the shooting. Salgado was a father of 3 who had lived in the area for over 3 decades and was on his way to work when he was intercepted by ICE. Mexico's lawsuit is limited in its reach, and it's unlikely to reshape U.S. immigration policy. Its power lies in keeping or increasing diplomatic pressure, keeping the deaths in the international spotlight, and forcing greater accountability of ICE detention practices. Julia Galliano, Al Jazeera, Mexico City.
A Chinese tech firm has unveiled a new AI-driven robot which it says it is the first of its kind designed to tackle loneliness. Developers say more than 13,000 orders have already been placed. Al Jazeera's Katrina Yu reports.
What if you could have a companion that would never leave, never age, and never die? Well, now you can. The only catch, it's a robot. Chinese company UB Tech has unveiled what it says is the world's first companion humanoid robot. It features soft, warm skin, human-like facial expressions, and the AI-driven ability to have and remember conversations. Unlike most humanoids, which are designed for work or help around the house, this robot has one purpose only: to ease the owner's loneliness.
No human relative or partner can accompany us through our entire lives. Only our ultra-bionic robots can share such an intimate bond, staying by our side from birth until death, and offering us unconditional love and trust.
They're customizable and can be built to resemble your favorite fictional character. They can even be made to look and sound like a loved one, using photos and voice recordings.
Only Nathan.
If that sounds familiar, it's because this concept has been explored for decades in science fiction.
I'm Rachel. You feel our work is not a benefit to the public.
The company behind these robots say they'll never be able to replace real human relationships. But that's exactly what they're designed to do, be a companion for the lonely, a stand-in for an otherwise absent person. And whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing depends on your perspective. Psychologists warn against using technology to mimic human connection, saying it can do severe harm to people's mental health, especially those who are already vulnerable and isolated. But the firm says the business case is sound. They're targeting a market of 120 million single and 320 million elderly people in China. It doesn't come cheap. A tabletop version costs around $18,000. A 183 centimeter tall masculine model will set you back $145,000. In case you're wondering, this robot is designed to meet only emotional needs. And what do you get for your money? I tried talking to one.
What are your hobbies? Do you have any interests, any hobbies?
Seems there are a lot of issues to iron out before they're delivered in September. The company says this is only the beginning, that eventually every household will have a companion robot. Katrina Yu, Al Jazeera, Shenzhen, China.
Thanks, Dominique. This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-event forecast. And that's it to V2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourselves and each other.